Yamaha is one of those companies which has always staggered me. Why? They've done bike likes the RX100, the RD350, and then they remain dormant. Then suddenly comes bike like the R15 and the FZ series, and then again a long period of dormancy. And now it's again back with a scooter which is very different from what you've ever seen in India. This is the Aerox 155 and it packs a proper punch. It is not a scooter where you judge whether it can carry a gas cylinder or things like that. It's not for practicality. It's a performance scooter. I am here to tell you all about this scooter and how this scooter makes such a difference in the Indian market. But before we do any of that, do remember to subscribe to the Auto Today YouTube channel and press that little bell icon so that you get notified every time we go live with a new video. The Aerox 155 then is a rather cool scooter to look at. It comes with a racy front end design, and the front apron mimics a bike's fairing and houses twin LED headlamps complete with DRLs. The scooter rides on 14-inch wheels both up front and at the back. ABS comes as standard on the front wheel. In profile, one can see that the Aerox is very different to conventional scooters, and we will get to the nitty-gritties in a bit. The Aerox offers a decent 145mm of ground clearance as well. The rear section looks muscular and very much like a motorcycle thanks to its twin shock-up setup. An LED tail light completes the sporty design, but on the downside, certain plastic fixtures like the fuel filler and cubbyhole lid feel flimsy. Now that we've told you how sleek this scooter looks and all its design elements, let's get into the nitty-gritties. Let's get into the ergonomics part of it. Now, as you can see, this scooter is very different. It's got a central spine. So one cannot sit on this scooter like you would do normally. So you have to swing a leg over like you do on a motorcycle. Now when you sit on the scooter, you can see it's a nice upright position. The seat is nice. It's a bit stiff, but it's very comfortable. And the other unique part about this scooter is the floorboard. Well, actually it doesn't have a floorboard. It has floor steps, something like a cruiser or something. So when you put your foot up, it's nice and comfortable, although there is not much movement space here like you would get in a normal scooter. And of course you cannot have a cylinder here, gas cylinder that is. So practically part of it, it's not that great for a scooter. So it's an enthusiast scooter, it's a power scooter, it's supposed to be ridden hard, it's supposed to be enjoyed rather than one looking at the utility part of it. Now what you see here is the central tunnel. And this place, you can see a nice little cubby hole here. This is for the fuel filler. So there's a little button out here. The moment you press that, you can, this is your fuel filler. So this is where you fill up fuel from. It's much like a motorcycle, it's just that it's lowered down. The tank is here. Then adding to the utility part of it is a little cubby hole which is here. You have to press it. It's a click function. It's not lockable. So when you press the button out here, it comes down. It's got a nice little space for a mobile phone, and you can also have a charger there. Switch gear, very nice. It falls to hand very easily. You also have an automatic start-stop system, which is to boost the fuel efficiency of the scooter. However, you do not get a flash to pass switch. The other button which you see on top of the switch gear is to toggle through the menu of the instrument panel. Now the instrument panel, that's another interesting part of it. Now if you look at the instrument panel, it's a small digital display. It's all digital, of course, and it has a big speedometer in the front, odo in the middle, and you can toggle through the buttons to go through trip, battery voltage, instant fuel economy, and things like that. You also get twin tachos. Now it's a digital display, so you can see there are two tachos out here, and when you start up the scooter and rev it, you have the tacho lines going up and down. Well, as far as utility goes, having twin tachos is nothing great, but I mean, you do have it. And of course, you've got a fuel gauge and telltales. So, small unit, nothing fancy, no navigation, nothing coming up here. It's pure utility. Yamaha is also offering Bluetooth connectivity features with the Aerox via the Y-Connect system. Features include
call and SMS alerts, and you also get to check your last parked location. However, all of this comes at an additional cost.
Now continuing on the utility part of the scooter, the Aerox 155 has a rather nifty under seat storage. To open it, you need to press the little button out here and the boot opens. Now when I open the boot, you can see that I have a full face helmet inside. Now let me show you my helmet. This is a full face Bell helmet, and I also have the GoPro mounts and stuff like that. The only thing is that you need to keep a towel or something like that there so that you don't scratch your helmet. And to put it in, you cannot go like that. You have to turn it around, put it inside. There's enough space, and then there is space for more stuff as well. And you press the button, and that's it. This, I think, is a boon for people like us who wear these big full face helmets, and they are very easy to store in the Aerox. So you don't need to carry them around. Going for a movie, no problem. Just put it in the Aerox and forget about it. It's safe under the seat. Now continuing with the uniqueness of the Aerox 155 are the wheels. Now these wheels are 14 inches. They are shot on alloy wheels. They look really nice and set the scooter apart. Like till now you would get 12 inches, but now with a 14-inch wheel, it's really nice to ride, comfortable. It's got nice grippy tires, and I just love them. You also get ABS on the scooter, so safety there.
While everything which you have seen till now sure makes the Aerox unique, but the party piece of the scooter is the engine which powers it. The 155cc liquid-cooled motor comes from the Yamaha R15 no less. As a result, it gets VVA tech, which sure makes things exciting. The VVA activation is also informed via a display popping up on the instrument panel. Power output is rated at 15 bhp and torque generated is 13.9 Nm. Now these figures are tad lower than the ones generated in the R15, but let us tell you that the Aerox weighs 126 kg, which is lower than the R15. The Aerox also features a rather sensitive start-stop system, which actuates quickly, all in a bid to extract better fuel economy. Now enough of this, let's get riding. Start up the scooter and the motor idles gruffy and not like your everyday scooter. Twist the wrist and the scooter takes off with a lot of vigor. Throttle response is nice and crisp, and the scooter lurches forward with minimal throttle inputs. This makes sudden overtaking a lot easier on the go. But the real fun is when you feel that you are just about cruising and glance at the speedo. Expect to see figures between 80 and 90 kmph, which is actually the cruising speed of the Aerox. The top speed is well over 115 kmph, making it one of the fastest scoots in the country. Bottom line is that on the Aerox, you will never feel the lack of power and performance. When it comes to ride and handling, the Aerox is just superb. The suspension is set up stiff, and as a result, the ride is a bit stiff at slow speeds. However, it is not as stiff as the Aprilia's. High-speed stability is epic, and even at 100 kmph plus, the scooter feels planted on the road. It is the kind of scooter where one does not want to slow down on speed humps and just enjoy the jump. Around corners too, the Aerox feels confident and is a hoot to ride. The verdict then is that the Aerox is for the enthusiast who is not being allowed a motorcycle and yet does not want to miss out on all the joys. At Rs 1.29 lakh then, the Aerox is a proper steal.